Hey guys, it's Jade. So, you're gonna hear background noises from like my space heater and my actual heater. So, excuse that, and I hope you guys can still hear me well. But yeah, so I was thinking about doing this for a bit now, and I know this could possibly ruffle some feathers, but you know what? I honestly haven't been shy to talk about certain things on this channel, and it is what it is. But I wanted to do this because I have a question for whoever is listening to this. And my question for you is, do you think that Stan Twitter pertaining to K-pop is killing K-pop? Now, I feel like slightly, on the grounds of how vindictive, malicious, mean, evil, toxic it can get on Stan Twitter pertaining to K-pop. You know, I've seen some shit that just did not sit well with me at all. Um, so I say like I had my Twitter for like 9 years, and I was very active on Twitter, but then at a point I just stopped using it, and then I just mostly just focused on like Tumblr and stuff. But then since just coming back to doing YouTube, I as a something I like to do. Um, I want to explore different options and stuff like that. So, I actually came back before I started doing the Secret Santa, because for the Secret Santa, it was easier to kind of contact people instead of like Google Plus, because not everyone uses Google Plus, and most of the people, not everyone that I know, uses Twitter. Not everyone uses Instagram. Not everyone has a Tumblr and stuff like that. So that's why I came back to Twitter. So I had tweets. I just deleted all them tweets because I don't remember what the hell. Half them things were old. I'm like, screw it. So yeah. Um, but when I got back and just seeing how things were, it just made me like, oh God, why did I come back? Um, because I mean, hell, even like Twitter was kind of like a bit of a mess back when I was like a directioner. You know what I'm saying? Just being a fan of One Direction back in the days, but also being a fan of the Wanted and them two groups. Well, mostly well, no, because yeah, the groups actually had words with each other. So not only did the group have words, nothing physical happened, but they have had said shit on like Twitter and stuff. And the fandoms going at it, getting pretty ugly, and then also like Directioners versus Believers, and we all know Believers was a whole nother can of worms back in them days. But so I've seen stuff like that like on social media back in them days, like 6 years ago. But I wasn't really on Twitter for the first. Yeah, I wasn't really on Twitter mostly when it came to K-pop. Not too much, like the first few years. Only just recently, I've been like really more active on Twitter and stuff like that. But yeah, just the stuff I've seen, it's just like it's a whole ass mess. And I think one of the things that bothers me about Stan Twitter pertaining to K-pop is just when there's like a superiority, if that's an actual word or if I just made up a whole word, but okay, we'll go with it. When people think that their group is superior over others. And to be honest, yes, there are groups that are more popular than others, but in the grand scheme of things, outside of K-pop, outside of K-pop fans in Asia and out in internationally, outside of K-pop fans and stuff, people don't take K-pop serious. People think K-pop is a joke. People think it's a fad, things like that. They don't, or like a trend. Like people don't really they don't really take K-pop serious. I feel like even with popularity for people like BTS, there are people that still don't take it serious. You know, they think it's just a joke when it's an actual legitimate genre of music. You know what I'm saying? So it's like to them, people like EXO and BTS and Twice and Blackpink and Red Velvet and all them other groups, they don't like it. They don't matter to people that has no relation to K-pop like at all. Um, so there's that. But yeah, I feel like at the end of the day, you know, I don't think there's any group that's superior over the other. I don't personally believe that. And then of course, you know, like this one thing when you like ride or die for your fave and you like I'm riding with my fave, you know, this, that, and the third, that's one thing. But when it comes to like when the stuff I've seen where people have been like very just vicious and cutthroat and brutal towards people that were either against the fandom or hell even people within their fandom, you know, I've seen that, you know. It gets ugly sometimes. Now I'm not going to sit here and act like 6, 7, 8 years ago, you know, shit was all lollipops and rainbows, because it's had its rough moments back then. You know what I'm saying? Girls' Generation getting Black Oceans and, you know, Girls' Generation, like so ons and Blackjacks going at it. And, you know, I think Queen's getting into the mix and just other groups like, you know, Cassie's, anyone fucking with Cassie's. It was just like, whew. You know what I'm saying? Cassie's did not fuck around. They did not. I don't think they still do, but back then they was not one to fuck with. Just stuff like that. So it wasn't all lollipops and rainbows. And I feel like even like when you think of Sasaengs, like them bitches was like, some of them have done some crazy shit now, but back in the day, it was on a whole nother level. Like the whole thing with, you know, when the chick poisoned him and the girl that sent Taecyeon the letter and her period blood and all this other shit, and just shit I've just researched over the years, shit I've heard, some I've seen, like, you know, just stuff I've seen online. And like I think there's like a documentary I think I seen someone did on such things like years ago, and just saying that like some of them was actually like selling themselves to pay off taxis to like stalk these people everywhere they went. I don't know if that's much of a thing today, but that was a very big thing back then. Like these girls was not playing. Like them such things was not ones to fuck with. But stuff like that. But you know, and then it's just like I feel like even on Stan Twitter, it's just vicious. I mean, I feel like Stan Twitter is just like vicious, even outside of K-pop. Like if you say something about Beyonce, just be prepared to get bees and lemonades just thrown at you and stuff like that. So it's not even just K-pop, but I feel like with K-pop it's just, I can kind of relate to that more because, you know, I'm not active in those fandoms outside of K-pop, to be honest. I'm just mostly just a fan of those artists. But you know, being a fan of a lot of these groups and stuff like that, it's just like, hey, ay. And then, you know, just like another thing is just I feel like people can't express their opinions. You know what I'm saying? Someone can say, you know, oh, I'm not really feeling such and such a song, and you'll probably find someone in your tweet just calling you everything under the sun besides a child of God and things like that. For me, I don't really trip over that. I really don't. That's just me. I mean, I did have a situation. I never, as long as I've been doing YouTube, as long as I've been making videos like this, I've never had anyone come up on my video coming at me sideways. I'm very fortunate for that, but I've always mentally prepared for things like that to possibly happen. Because, I'm going to state my opinion whether people like it or not. But, there's levels to this shit. You can state your opinion but not be disrespectful about it. But, yeah, I've had a situation like maybe last year, I think. Onumania did a video of unboxing NCT 127's Limitless album. I said I hate the packaging. The album's bomb. The packaging is absolute shit. But, and then this girl tried to come for me talking about, well, why'd you buy it? I'm like, I didn't buy it. Like, I didn't buy it. I don't have it. But she tried to, come at me all types of sideways. And I'm like, girl, listen, this is my friend's channel and I'm not even gonna go back and forth with you. Had it been my shit, we can go all day. That was just the petty side of me that could have done it. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just go about my business. But, oh, no, that's not true. Someone did come on a video of mine. And well, I'm assuming that English was not their first language because it was a lot of broken English. But it was like the video I did on top, and that girl, I'm not even going to say her damn name, her. And she was trying to say some more other shit. And I'm like, girl, miss me with all of that. Like, just miss me with that. But that was like kind of like the only, like, those are the only like instances and stuff like that. But yeah, I just feel like you can't speak your opinion. Like, I think I made a video about this about like maybe about like a year ago, where like I feel like people have to be politically correct these days because they don't want to get chewed out for, speaking their opinion. I feel like some of these reaction channels, I feel like some of them are kind of like trying to not straddle the fence with some of these fandoms, and they're not. I feel like some of them aren't being just honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you're not gonna like everything. Like, there's even shit from my own groups that I buy. So I'm like, I don't know if I like this one too tough. You know what I'm saying? It depends on what it is. You know what I'm saying? I've been very vocal about that. I mean, I made a whole video about how I absolutely hated the Maid series, and I still hate the fucking Maid series. And I stand by what the fuck I said. This is the group that I've been supporting for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. If I can let them have it because of something like that, then no one is exempt from me speaking my opinion on something I don't like. It's just that simple. But yeah, it's like you have to be politically correct these days. You can't speak your opinion because people think you just a hater, or you trying to cause drama. Like I said, there's a way. Like if like someone says something like, "Oh, I don't like this certain song," there's a certain way to say it. If you just say, "I don't like the song," then you don't like the song. But if you like saying something, "Oh, fuck this song," this and the third, then you asking to get chewed out. You know what I'm saying? It's just you can express your opinion but not be an asshole about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, or say something like, "Oh, I'm not a fan of such and such member of such and such group." Like, honestly, I feel like when shit like that, like if you don't like a certain group, or you don't like a certain member, if you don't have a legitimate reason why you don't like that person, then your fucking opinion isn't valid, in my opinion. If that person didn't do something that, if that person didn't do anything that kind of like rubbed you the wrong way or just made you uncomfortable, or just like, "Oh, I don't like that person," then you have no fucking right to speak your opinion on that. Because you're just hating, just because there are people that just hate some of these groups or just hate some of these people just cause, like, they don't have a legitimate reason. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people just out here just like, "Oh, I don't like such and such." Well, why you don't like such and such? I just don't. That's not a good reason to hate someone and to go on whatever platform you have and just, spew hate. Like, did they do something? Did they say something? Did they do something? Like, what's the reason? Like, that's another thing I don't like, because it's like, okay, cool. For example, you may not like BTS. Cool, but why don't you like them? Is it something someone did or whatever? No, I just don't like them. That's not a good reason. Like, I need a legitimate reason why you don't like someone, you don't like this group. And and a thing that's like unfortunate is I've seen this many times. People say, "Oh, I don't like this group because I don't like their fandom." Well, you can like an artist or a group but not like their fandom. If you're not, what I'm saying, even though I don't know how much I have to reiterate this, but not everyone in said fandom is absolutely off their rocker. Because I know armies that are cool as fuck. I know XOLs that are cool as fuck. I know elves that are cool as fuck. I know Sowons and VIPs and, other types of fandoms, people that's in other fandoms that are cool as hell. Like, they don't partake in the bullshit. They're genuinely good people. But the people that go out their way and spew hate and start drama and all of that stuff, they just make the whole fandom look bad. And that's really unfortunate because that's not the case. Like, not everyone in that fandom partakes in this fuck shit. They don't. But it's kind of like guilty by association kind of thing. And it's really unfortunate because, like I said, the people that in my circle of friends, they don't do that. They're not going on people's Twitters or Snapchats or Instagrams or whatever and just writing like 4-page letters on how you hate them because they talk about your fave. They don't do that. They don't. And I'm very glad that they don't. Like, the people that I surround myself with, we don't all bias the same groups. We don't all like the same types of K-pop. We all have our different likes. You know what I'm saying? But we all have a mutual understanding of our opinions. And we all have a mutual respect. It's like, look, you like this group. I don't really fuck with that group. But I'm not about to, chew you out for, I'm a VIP. I know some friends that don't like Big Bang or don't, they don't hate them. They're just like their music isn't really for them. I'm absolutely okay with that. That doesn't bother me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to force Big Bang down people's throats because I know Big Bang ain't for everybody. But they don't really fuck with them like that. That is absolutely okay. But I'm not going to sit here and, well, why don't you like them? It's not necessary. It's not necessary. It's like, you like what you like. I like what I like. We have a mutual understanding. We keep it moving. But people don't seem to grasp that concept. It's just like, if you say I don't like something, then you're just automatically labeled a hater and everything under the sun. And not only that, but just stuff I've seen has just been, people have just said some really out of pocket things. Like, I think there was a story that I heard not too long ago. Supposedly, I don't know if this was actually like a certain part of the story was true, but I heard a story that was going around Twitter that this girl was sexually assaulted and she happened to be an army. Now, I don't know if this girl was a K-pop fan or not. I don't know if that's true, but the story of her being sexually assaulted was true. So the girl was unfortunately sexually assaulted at school, and someone tweeted, well, had she been a Luna fan, this wouldn't have happened. This is what I'm talking about. Just disgusting, vile, inappropriate, uncalled for, despicable things like that is one of the reasons why I absolutely cannot stand Twitter when it comes to K-pop. And it was like floating all over Twitter. That was absolutely disgusting. And, I've had friends that have been sexually assaulted. You know what I'm saying? And that's something they have to live with for their whole life. That girl, she has to live with that for the rest of her life. Like, whether she was a K-pop fan or not, that's not even relevant. But the fact that you said that and think that that was cool, that was cute, that was funny, like, I don't know if you did that for shock value, I don't know if you did that for retweets, but that was just uncalled for and absolutely positively unacceptable. um and then it's like another thing, it's like I feel like nowadays it's like armies versus everybody, and I consider myself an army. Contrary to belief, yes, I do consider myself an army. I've considered myself an army since the beginning. And yes, I've made videos about armies in the past. And if they do some shit that's uncalled for, I'm going to continue to do so. But, I feel like it shouldn't be like that. I feel like it shouldn't. I feel like everyone shouldn't hate the entire fandom. Like, just kind of just go to the people that do this fuck shit. Just go over there. Like, go at them. But like, not everyone. Like I said earlier, not everyone behaves like that. Like I said before, it's like you're guilty by association. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, like some people who aren't fans of BTS, they look at you sideways like, oh, you stand BTS? It's like, yeah. And it's like you're being condemned for it. And it's like, I really feel like it shouldn't be like that. I feel like people really shouldn't come at, and not even just armies, but just like other fandoms. Like, even like, I just remember when Blackpink was about to debut, and people was like, oh yeah, it's over for Twice and Red Velvet and Oh My Girl and G-Friend, it's over for them bitches because Blackpink about to slide, blah blah blah. I'm like, they haven't even debuted yet. Like, why is this even happening? Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? That's not why. Why are we doing this? And like, even now, like, supposedly people trying to say that Stray Kids trying to copy off of BTS. I'm like, no one is copying off of people. I don't think that in the boardrooms at JYP Entertainment, people was like, BTS is popping right now, so you're gonna be like BTS. No, that's not how it happened. I'm very certain that's not how this fucking conversation went. But yeah, and then I just feel like, and then in some cases, I feel like some people can, not even just K-pop stand to it, I just feel like just social media, period. I feel like some people tend to be a little bit too sensitive about things. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like some things really just shouldn't get you upset. Just like, yo, listen, people have opinions. That's life. You know what I'm saying? People want to say things that you aren't going to agree with, and that is absolutely okay. But at the end of the day, those opinions should not matter to you. What only matter is that if you like this group, you love this group, you support this group, that's the only thing that matters at the end of the fucking day. That's the only thing that matters. All that negative shit is absolutely fucking irrelevant. But I just feel like for some people, it's just going to go in one ear and out the fucking other. And what upsets me the most is that, when Junghyun passed, I feel like nowadays people want to use his name in certain arguments that's not called for. For, someone like me who is a Shawwal and who did bias Junghyun, I'm very sensitive to that. That's one thing that I've realized that I'm sensitive about. It's like, do not put his situation with this situation, because it's not even remotely on the same fucking level. And I've been seeing that lately. I want that to stop. Stop using his name for your argument, because it's completely invalid. It's completely invalid. And that's just that one thing. It's just that really, a lot of shit don't get under my skin, but just because of how sensitive that topic is and how that affected me and people around me, I definitely feel a way about that when people use his name for argument's sake and try to compare situations. You cannot compare one situation to another. Don't do it. Don't do it. And I also was, a part of me was hoping and praying that when he passed, that people would see the bigger picture and just see that this fighting and this cutthroat shit, this ugliness needs to stop. Because at the end of, it's like, it's not even worth it. At the end of the day, it's not worth it. These fandoms going at each other's throats, saying, oh, I'm better than you, and y'all a bunch of basic bitches, and y'all not on my face level, and blah blah blah. It's not worth it. And I really was hoping that, you know, people would look and see that, you know, it's not worth it. It's really not worth it at all. But just seeing how things have even transpired since then, nothing's changed. And honestly, I feel like with K-pop growing and more people coming into the fold, it's not going to change, unfortunately. In my perfect world, I just want all of us fans to just be on some, you know, kumbaya shit, hold hands and be at peace and just support and love our faves and support each other. But no, sadly, that's not going to be the case. But yeah, so this is just my feelings on just K-pop stan Twitter. So I just want to know your honest opinions on the subject. You know, whether you agree with me, whether you don't agree with me. I want to know your opinions. And I feel like you can be honest with your opinion. Absolutely. You know, don't be disrespectful now, but you can speak your piece here. That's one thing I value on this channel, is that if anyone that wants to leave a comment on my videos, you have absolutely every right to state your opinion to an extent. As long as you ain't coming at me or anyone else absolutely sideways, you're more than welcome to state your opinion. Because that's your God-given right, regardless of where you are. I feel like everyone should be able to state their opinion to an extent. But yeah, so that is that. This is very long. I honestly didn't intend to make this very long, but I had a lot of things to say. And I hope somebody takes something from this and kind of, I don't know, take something from this, from what I said. So, but yeah, so I'm going to go. And I'm going to get out of here. And I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.